Welcome to the LEGO Battlebots live show, episode 3. Today we will be focusing on many fights. You may be wondering just how many of these I'm going to do. Well, to be honest, I will try and do 10 or 11 at least, because Season 6 should start around New Year's. So if you're watching, first is a couple of robot showcases. As you're seeing in the arena, this is the new Gigabyte. It features an incredibly powerful full body spinner and yes, if there's any version of Gigabyte that's going to do damage, that's going to do extensive damage to the arena, it's going to be this one. So he will be taking on Bronco later. So Bronco, all I can say for you is you better have your best armor ready. I think they're just going in the fight as themselves though, so that could be a challenge. Up next is a multi-bot. I'm just going to throw them in here because I don't know who's who. It's the Robotic 5. The Robotic 5 are composed of a spinner, whatever this thing is, a couple of brown wedge bots. Apparently they have something underneath to distinguish which one they are, because they're so alike that their drivers can't really distinguish them. And here's a little pink flipper bot. Now, they'll be taking on an Inverse later today. Okay, Inverse. Okay, I get that you're excited, but hey, we've all lost to Endgame before, so just make sure to hold your horses. Okay, the fighting is about to start. Here is Tantrum. Tantrum has that punching spinner. If you watched after the main event last week, the Saturday before last, you saw that Tantrum is going to take on Battle Royale with Cheese. Well, here's Battle Royale with Cheese, who is coming off a loss against Bronco. Battle Royale with Cheese, I mean, they could be effective if they wanted to be, but the question is, do they want to be? And a little forward before this, so I apologize for not starting it before 4. But if you're currently here, then you could possibly watch it after. You could possibly watch the beginning after, which is why I say Tantrum versus Battle Royale with Cheese for after. And of course, you're always welcome to request some fights, because I don't know who to put against who. I think that will be it, but good thing Stitches is not in her chair right now, because had that been just a few inches to the right, that probably, had that been just a little bit to the right, she probably would have got hit by flying debris. So Tantrum takes the win over Battle Royale with Cheese. I think Tantrum could be a good competitor. They just need to sort their self-riding issues out. And we've got we got a lot of matches here. You better be watching, Radioactive, because Angler is about to take on Mess. If I can find Mess, I don't know where he's been. Let me go get him real quick. Mess is always trying to make a mess of something. Well, who's gonna win this? Oh no, and the camera's going all bonkers. Let me just take a moment to fix that. Yeah, if you notice, the camera looks a little bit distorted, so yeah. Hi, hello, Bass. Bye-bye, Bass. Well, Angler moves to 2-1, and let's see if he can get himself out of the arena. There we go. Oh, really? Well, up next we have Scotty, another bot from Radioactive, taking on T Minus. T Minus is a robot I've had since around season 2, but Scotty is going to be a big challenge for him. T Minus is not that durable, so that's why I've hesitated to show him. But hey, whatever works for being able to feed, Oh my God. Okay, there we go. Man, these bots, they are such weird. Well, with that, Scotty moves to 2-1. That was a really good win for him. The pulverizer, thankfully he was not injured, but I think those scratches on there were already there. So, yeah. Now, who is ready for our next spot? We have the return of a couple of bots. We have Loophole, who has been in the last 2 episodes of the live show. And then, just a minute, I'm going to have to look at the roster. We have Loophole taking on Escape Velocity. Well, Escape Velocity just lost a piece. Come on, these bots. You don't have to do that. I meant for my voice to do that. Okay, so here we go. And out of the arena is Loophole Escape Velocity with a big win. That's an incredible win. But let's now see Bloom versus Toucan. Well, Bloom, they broke their own weapon, but that was incredibly good. And Radioactive is saying he just arrived in time. Well, I think what missed was Tantrum versus Battle Royale with Cheese, and unfortunately, I think you missed both of your bots, but that's truly a shame. But well, up next we have Lucky versus a new bot. Well, Lucky, he got a win over Smoke, and he's feeling pretty good about it. He got a win over Smoke last episode, and there he is firing that flipper. He don't want to fire that flipper too many times. He's taking on Next Day Delivery. This is a pun on the name of Ballistics Test Robotics' Same Day Delivery, but it is rather based off of free shipping. It's like a 6-wheeled green 2019 free shipping with big old long forks. So with Lucky, I think he has a win streak of maybe about one fight at least. He's not good at keeping win streaks, but this new design has really allowed him to prevail, and I think he's going to be one of the top bots coming to tournament time. So Lucky keeps his win streak, and he's now 2-0 in the live show. This is definitely a good place to kind of redeem yourself if you're a bot like Lucky. Well, up next we have Vanish from Handheld Robotics taking on Catastrophic Idea. Catastrophic Idea is a robot based kind of off of Battlebots at Home's Terrible Idea. It is built by the same team as his bot Bad Idea. And not to mention the blade just fell off, but he's going to be taking on Vanish from Handheld Robotics. I think he got a win over Longo. I mean, he literally destroyed him. Vanish, if he competed in the second episode, if you haven't seen him fight Longo, then you better go watch it. That way so you can find the building block for this. All right. I got a question. I got a question for the people watching. How often do you see a robot get launched into the camera? And out of 10, how much do you think these robots hate that camera? This is just a So it's just something for who's watching this video. And I think Vanish loves the crap out of that camera. Oh my god, that is where the base was. I did not know where the base was. Vanish is so powerful that he sent it under a drum that wasn't even spinning. And he sent the blade up into the camera. That blade is about the heaviest thing that has went into the camera, about the second heaviest thing. Probably the heaviest thing was Bronco when the brick separator flipped him out in the 200 subscribers tournament. I gotta fix the tape on the camera here. But our next match is Oron, who is 3-1 after a couple good wins in episode 1 of the live show, taking on Dynamite. And Dynamite, I think he's 0-2 after losing in the account mayhem, but that doesn't mean he's not powerful. He's a pretty powerful robot. And I see that Razor 1905 2.0 has joined the chat, and yeah, this is quite a good episode. And right, it's about 4 here in Indiana, but well, I think Dynamite is about ready to let some TNT on Oron. Here we go. What in the name of TNT is happening? Oron just lost its flipper on a really good flip. Now, I really have no idea. I really have no idea what Oron is doing here. Now we have a robot that has not been on the channel in over a year. Well, so I got a question for a double KO. Actually, that would be a win for Oron. This goes back to the red alert rule that was put into place in season 2 of my series. Red alert and Lockjaw fought. Lockjaw ended up being out of the arena when red alert was flipped at the same time. And red alert ended up winning because he was the one left in the arena. So actually, that's not a double KO, but that actually complies with the red alert rule. So now we have War Easy, who hasn't been here since the 4th of July tournament. The 4th of July tournament was a competition over a year ago where Hypershock defeated Bloodsport in the final. War Easy got beat out by Slammo in the quarterfinals. He's going up against Storm Chaser, who was in a bounty before season 5. He lost the Switchblade after his disc came off. Yeah, the disc that disc got mauled. Yeah, that disc stood no chance. While Storm Chaser is not the bot that can do much damage, he has a durable frame. So how will he do? Let's see. Spell it with me. Well, Y-E-E-T. Or how should I spell that type of beat? Okay, bye-bye, War Easy. It was nice knowing you. Okay, up next we have a new flipper. Yeah, this is a new powerful flipper. It is Shadow. So I'm just going to take a minute to showcase him. Shadow is a pretty powerful flipper that he has pretty low forks. The forks are lower than the flipper, and he has really been able to flip some stuff. This is part of Battle Royale with Cheese's blade that I just found. Here's him flipping that. Okay, that just went straight out of the camera. Up next, we have Jabber. Jabber is built by the team that built Swift, but the Swift team sold it. The Swift team ended up selling it. It was their first robot. Jabber can go about 40 miles an hour. While it has the spinner, it actually relies on speed to do damage. And if you look closely at this can actually act as a self-righting mechanism. So, yeah, it's like a coffin of doom in the middle of the body that acts as the internals. All right. So, by the way, Shadow has a top speed of about 20 miles an hour. I quite don't know what to say about that, but Shadow is an incredibly powerful robot, and let's just see him flip the carcass of T minus. There we go. But don't go anywhere. Keep that dial. Don't turn that dial. I'm mixing up all my words here, but don't touch that dial. We've got Ice Wave taking on Texas Twister next. If you haven't seen the new weapon for Ice Wave, well, no one other than me has. It's got a new, much more powerful bar. I got that bar on Temu. That's 3 plates. That's 3 of those bars put together. And it creates an incredibly powerful spinner. That other one was powerful, but not as powerful as this one. This has the power to wipe out the entire competition. And yeah, those durable bots, look out. He's taken on just common, ordinary Texas Twister. Well, not so common and not so ordinary. I think he last was featured in either a bounty before season 5, possibly the Tombstone or Mad Catter bounty. I believe he was in the Mad Catter bounty, but before that, he was in a fight night before season 4 against Scorpios. All right. Here we go. Well, Ice Wave, congrats. You know exactly the places to hit on Texas Twister, and, well, let's just do an Ice Wave weapon test against the carcass on T minus. I'm just using T minus as punishment because they get destroyed every match anyways. There we go. That if you didn't see Ice Wave's power in that, then I don't know what shows you the power, because this weapon is going to wipe out a lot of the competition. And the best thing about it is that they have interchangeable blades, because I haven't used that other bar for another bot. Next we have 2 not so good bots. We have Shreddit Bro taking on Bombshell 2016. All right, here we go. So, a little clarification. Bombshell 2016 is just that weak. Shreddit Bro, by no means, is too powerful, but they have a lot of potential as seen here. I'm just going to keep the carcass of Bombshell over here for further damage reports, because I'm just going to do it for the damage to entertain you guys. Because, well, to be honest, I'm in it for the entertainment for you guys. That, and I just love to do it. Up next, we have Swift. We have the bot that can go 62 miles an hour, the only bot in the field that can go 0 to 60. He's taken on Quetzalcoatl from Havoc Bots. Quetzalcoatl was a pretty cool design. He made the round of 32 in Season 5. And, well, I don't quite know his top speed, but Swift and Jabber one of these days are going to have to fight. So, my question to you is, what is your prediction for this? All right, here we go. What in the world? Come on, Swift. I feel like Swift just doomed himself, because any other robot would really know not to ride up forks and a perfectly proportioned vertical spinner like that. But hey, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That even tops Swift flying out of the arena last time, and that, I gotta say, that was pretty funny. Now we have Titan from Battlebots Explained taking on Jackpot. Jackpot has those dual spinners, and while they are a pretty good robot, their durability is not something to be reckoned with. Let's see how they'll manage. That is it. And I was just picking the pieces up. But so I need confirmation from you guys. Did Titan actually flip itself and it's self-ride using only its disc? Because I think that it did, but I got a different angle than you guys do. I'm watching this at a different angle, so I just need some confirmation on that. Next, we have the return of Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor, let's just talk about them for a minute. They are a pretty good robot, but oftentimes their durability or their discs breaking is what lets them down. Now, Witch Doctor, they're a pretty powerful robot, and they have a ton of potential. As seen in the Desperado tournament of Season 5, they are able to shred opponents and completely dominate the match, which led to them actually being a reserve for the tournament and then making it in as the 32 seed. So they're definitely making improvements. One robot that I don't know whether or not they're making improvements is none other than Green Emission. They look exactly the same from when they fought Kraken. And, well, they got that flipper. That flipper is actually pretty good, but they can't self-ride, and they have kind of high ground clearance other than the flipper. So while they're untested, let's see how they test themselves against Witch Doctor. Now, what? What on earth? Now, Green Emission, I don't get what they just did. They just exploded their own weapons. I thought, to be honest, that was Witch Doctor's responsibility to explode a weapon. And that purpose is exploding its own spinner. Okay, now, who wants to see Inverse and 5 other crazy multi-bots just fighting each other, but just trying to pitch in an effort? It's the Robotic 5 showcased earlier in this episode. You got that spinner. I take it that's the main bot, but I have no idea. Other than what I'm seeing now, other than the stuff I'm seeing now, I have really no information on them. They didn't send me much about the robots, so I'm gonna have to ask the team to send me some stuff about the robots. And yeah, you're probably talking right here. You're probably talking right here a sophomore versus a bunch of kindergartners. And just a second, we're gonna have to get that out of there, and yeah, because just to make sure the screws don't shut down. I think that's going to be it. But Inverse, they somehow broke their own spinner, but that was incredibly impressive on how they just obliterated the crap out of that white and brown wedge bot. I'm just going to put it as white and brown. But didn't I tell you that it will be a sophomore versus a bunch of kindergartners? Yeah, and that's the result we got. Except the sophomore might have had to go down to freshman level for a few seconds. But that's, oh my God, Radioactive is saying this fight is rated R. I think, to be honest, it should be rated R, because it's Inverse beating up on a bunch of little kids in the form of robots. And so up next, though, we have Water. If you're familiar with Water, he defeated Gruff in the last episode of the last episode of the live show. I'm still getting my stuff mixed up here. He's taking on, there's Water. He's taking on Grated Carrot. Grated Carrot from the bot builder. This is finally his chance to fight. I've been improving him, and this is the current result. Hopefully he can do some damage to Water. Hey, Water, can you get the job fully done? No, he don't have enough reach. Ah, he tried to flip himself over and he lost his flipper. That is just grand. That is neat, great, grand, wonderful, and fabulous all in one. Up next, though, is the return of a 2-0 powerful spinner in Hellfire. It's a new bot that'll be competing in Battlebots Proving Ground. I don't know whether or not they already have. Taking on Hypnodisc. Okay, Hypnodisc just decides to drop test himself into the arena, and he took no damage. So everybody, let's give a round of applause for Hypnodisc. Oh, and by the way, before this, have I told you about our main event? We got the third place bots from season 1 and season 2. It's Flip Job taking on Blacksmith. Believe it or not, Blacksmith was actually a really good bot, making the semifinals of season 2. But after that, he hasn't been as good, but he could have a success flash anytime. That is later today on the live show. All right, now let's get the Hellfire versus Hypnodisc. Wow. All I can say is wow. Hypnodisc, look at that. Their tooth just got yeeted. I don't think that. I'm pretty sure I don't know where that tooth went, but oh, I see it. I see it. Never mind. Let me. I just got that tooth that way so I don't forget it, and then realize one day that that's Hypnodisc's tooth after ravaging through my Legos for 30 minutes to find new parts. Yeah. So up next we have Riperoni. Yeah, the coming to eat your pizza. If Riperoni tried to eat my pizza, I would probably slap him in the face and then throw him to the wolves. Here he is, and he's got a much better redesign. Yeah, what you're seeing here is actually not an accurate representation because it is reversed. What you should be seeing is the fork on the left. Well, I mean the fork on the right of the robot instead of the left. Anyways, you get the picture. I'll put it in a fight night, and then I'll see what it does. But all right, okay, where in the world did Smoke go? Yeah, that's just like Smoke to try to smoke me up one side and down the other. Okay, here he is. All right. Oh, Lord. Okay, Smoke is making a mess. Really, Smoke? Oh, Oh my God. And that is going to be it. But man, Riperoni literally got tossed. Riperoni literally got his dough tossed. And please bear with me. That is not a good thing. Yeah. But Smoke, he is a very powerful hammer. I can't stress that enough. Well, now why in the world wouldn't we have another fight? A couple more fights. Now we have Ominous, who lost to Hellfire last week, taking on Carbide. I'm pretty sure Carbide is just 0-1. And then they're taking on the 1-0 Lengthy Boy, who got a win over Ambulance, which might have been the first ever fight of the live show. All right, here we go. That is going to be it. Lengthy Boy just trashes his opponents. And, well, if you don't know already, I just want to explain his design. Lengthy Boy just wants to crowd you and let the hazards do the damage. Because if the hazards do damage to you and it's kind of inflicted by another bot, the bot gets that damage. So that is the entire goal of Lengthy Boy. A control bot who uses hazards to do the damage. So he's got a double, triple, probably a quintuple whammy because those are the 4 hazards and then he gets to control them. Well, up next, we have Gigabyte, the Season 2 champion, taking on Bronco. I truly should have made this the main event, but you know how I am. I screw everything up at times, especially when it comes to Lego Battlebots. If it comes to Lego Battlebots, I screw it up even more. So Bronco wants to use their rear wedge, but Gigabyte just wants to shred them. So, well, Bronco was 3-3, I believe, and they're a pretty good robot. They're just pretty unlucky. And, well, after that, it's definitely not done as Metal Fury takes on the Useless Flipper. The Useless Flipper is a new bot who, well, you'll see him in a minute, but I just love to be secret with you guys. Oh, we're going to have to stop the fight. We're going to have to stop the fight because Gigabyte has just done about 50 cents in damage. Now, I want to ask you something. How severe of Valkyrie flashbacks does this give you? Just take a moment to review this question. Just how severe? On a scale of 1 to 10. With me, that would be a 500,000 out of 10. But I really hate that for Bronco, and I hate it more for the arena, who's got to put up with the new power in Gigabyte. But yeah, so when Gigabyte gets okay, he's now backstage, and well, you know what's gonna happen? He is gonna have to give me 2 quarters. So I guess I can just take a month's salary from him. Or if you've ever heard of Al Bundy, take 3 months of his salary, as mentioned in one episode, where he makes about $2 a year. Well, now we have Metal Fury taking on the Useless Flipper. Metal Fury is a pretty powerful robot. He's 3-3 with luck getting in his way, but he's incredibly powerful, and he really is championship caliber. And now we have the Useless Flipper, and oh, he's doing a drop test. Where'd the flipper go? I think he did the drop test without the flipper. This little piggy is gonna get a butt whooping when he gets backstage. Or I don't know. And Tire Spinner's Metal Fury seems to really want to launch the Useless Flipper, but often it's the exact opposite. Often Metal Fury just overpowers his opponents and damages them so much that if they want to have a comeback, he says Metal Fury basically just says, screw you, you're incapacitated already. All right, here we go. Okay, Metal Fury, in about a quarter of a second, he done like 1.5 flips. But, yeah, they call him Metal Fury for a reason. Well, Fury's in his name for a reason. And I'm just going to have to repair one of these sub-riders on Tantrum real quick. Yeah, just please excuse that. Well, now it's time. It's time for our main event. And I'm not permitting drop tests for this one. It's Flip Job and Blacksmith. So, let's talk about these robots for a second. Really? Bombshell 2016's disc just flies out of the middle of nowhere. Someone please remind me to call Paranormal Call on camera. Alright, so Flip Job was the season 1 third place. They lost to Endgame, but they've had declining success since. But Flip Job seems to be pretty potent, but yeah, that's definitely while they may become outdated, they seem to be okay. They seem to be still doing quite well, and yeah, they're definitely still pretty good. And oh no, not again, not again. More pieces flying out of the sky, and yeah, this seems to oh my god. Okay, the paper for the fights of last week's episode just fell down. Well, I'm gonna spiritually tell the apparitions to stop, and we're gonna get this main event going. Go! That's it out of the arena. Well, man, Flipjob got quite a win. And, well, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So, what did you guys think about that win for Flipjob? And oh no, what? I think something's gone wrong. I feel something going wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god, please no. Please no. What? Now, Metal Fury, was that necessary? Literally, was that necessary? Now, was that necessary? Just a reminder, Metal Fury is going to be in next week's episode, in the next live show episode, hopefully. So, if he can calm his temper down, I might give him an easy opponent. But if not, then he's going to get a pretty hard opponent. Well, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of this episode. But if you have any request fights before the episode is done, just let me know. And I'm also taking request fights for the first round of season 6. Between bots that would probably get in on experience. So, well, I'll see you all later in the Halloween tournament, the finale.